Hello everyone, it's me Uncle John. Today I am going to read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Chapter 9, The Midnight Duel, from page 158 to 160. Waved madly at the other three to follow him as quickly as possible. They scurried silently toward the door, away from Filch's voice. Neville's robes had barely whipped round the corner. They heard the Filch enter the trophy room. They are here somewhere, they heard him mutter. Probably hiding. This way, Harry mouthed to the others, and petrified. They began to creep down a long gallery full of suits of armor. They could hear the Filch getting nearer. Neville suddenly let out a frightened squeak and broke into a run. He tripped. He grabbed Ron around the waist, and the pair of them toppled right into a suit of armor. The clanging and crashing were enough to wake the whole castle. "Run!" Harry yelled, and the four of them sprinted down the gallery. Not looking back to see where the Filch was following, they swung around the doorpost and galloped down on one corridor, then another, Harry in the lead, without any idea where they were going. They ripped through a tapestry and found themselves in a hidden passageway. They huddled along it and came out near the Christmas Charms classroom, which they knew was miles from the trophy room. "I think we have lost him," Harry panted, leaning against the cold wall and wiping his forehead. Neville was bent double, wheezing and spluttering. "I told you, Hermione," he gasped, clutching at the stitch in her chest. "I told you, we've got to get back to Gryffindor Tower," said Ron, quickly as possible. "Malfoy tricked you," Hermione said to Harry. "You realize that, don't you? He was never going to meet you. Filch knew someone was going to be in the trophy room. Malfoy must have tipped him off." Harry thought she was probably right, but he wasn't going to tell her that. "Let's go." It wasn't going to be that simple. They hadn't gone more than a dozen paces when the doorknob rattled and something came shrieking out of a classroom in front of them. It was Peeves. He caught sight of him and gave a squeal of delight. "Shut up, Peeves, please, you'll get us thrown out." Peeves cackled, wandering around at midnight. "Ickle, verses, tut. Naughty, 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 you'll get caughty. Not if you don't give us away, Peeves, please." "She'll tell Filch I should," said Peeves in a saintly voice, but his eyes glittered wickedly. "It's for your own good, you know." "Get out of the way," snapped Ron, taking a swipe at Peeves. This was a big mistake. "Student out of bed." Peeves bellowed, "Student out of bed, down the Charms corridor," ducking under Peeves. They ran for their lives right to the end of the corridor, but they slammed into a door, and it was locked. "This is it," Ron moaned as they pushed helplessly at the door. "We are done for. This is the end." They could hear footsteps. Filch running as fast as he could toward the Peeves' shout. "Oh, move over," Hermione snarled. She grabbed Harry's wand, tapped the lock, and whispered, "Alohomora." The lock clicked and the door swung open. They piled through it, shut it quickly, and pressed their ears against it, listening. "Which way did they go, Peeves?" Filch was saying. "Quick, tell me. Say please." "Don't mess with me, Peeves. Now where did they go?" "Shan't say nothing if you don't say please," said Peeves in his annoying singing sing-song voice. "All right, please." "Nothing, ha ha. Told you I wouldn't say nothing if you didn't say please, ha ha ha." And they heard the sound of Peeves whoosh away, and Filchy the cursing in rage. "He thinks this door is locked," Harry whispered. "I think we'll be okay. Get up, Neville." For Neville had been tugging on the sleeve of Harry's bathrobe for the last minute. "What?" Harry turned around and saw quite clearly. "What?" For a moment he was sure he had walked into a nightmare. This was too much. On top of everything that had happened so far, they weren't in a room as he had supposed. They were in a corridor, the forbidden corridor on the 3rd floor. And now they knew why it was forbidden. They were looking straight into the eyes of a monstrous dog, a dog that filled the whole space between ceiling and floor. It had 3 heads, 3 pairs of rolling, mad eyes, 3 noses, twitching and quivering in their direction, 3 drooling mouths, saliva hanging in slippery robes from yellowish fangs. The end.